My name is Troy Roebuck. I'm here talking the discussion starter post about policy issues that refers to the readings, the videos that I've watched. So feel free to tune in. Sorry, it's going to be a little long, but bear with me, and I hope you get some good knowledge from it and it starts a good conversation. So something I realized in this class is that our country is a capitalistic society, and that I feel the theory that most is pertinent to us is the conflict theory. I think this is the most pertinent because we have those at the top who are controlling most of the wealth and things of that nature, and we have those at the bottom. And those at the top are using those people at the bottom to increase their wealth and maintain the country, and those at the bottom are just trying to provide for their basic needs. And so they come into this conflict, and some people start to rise up and say, you know what? I feel this is unfair. I should be making more money. You need me more than I need you. I mean, we both need each other, but you need me very much as I need you. So, we have to have this conflict. And then what comes from that conflict is the middle class and people who become supervisors, managers, etc. And so I understand that that's a reality in this world. And being a capitalistic society, we do need to have those who are really rich, and we do have to have those who are poor. But I don't agree with the fact that we should have those who are poor that can't provide for their own basic needs to be met, such as clothing, food, and shelter, and safety. Um, and as we've seen, that this middle class that we kind of created through the conflict theory is kind of disappearing. Those at the top are becoming so much more wealthy, and those at the bottom are becoming so much more poor. We live in a country where 14.7 million people are poor, 6.5 are in extreme poverty. So this is a very hurtful number to kind of hear. But the issue that I have now is the fact that those at the top, like Bill Gates, not picking on the guy, but he has $63 billion. And then we have those at the poor who have negative net worth and people who can't provide food for themselves in this country. And my thing is, the guy doesn't need $63 billion, even though he worked for it and things of that nature. I feel that is unfair for him to have $63 billion. He can live off of $1 billion or $50 billion or $20 billion. He can still set up trust funds for his kids, and he can provide for his great 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 grandchildren and their great 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 grandchildren with $1 billion because he's smart with his investments. But the fact that we have people that are barely finding food to eat, place to sleep, and things of that nature, they can't raise their kids and things of that nature because they don't have the funds to do it. That's unfair. And I feel that our policies and our issues that we have are not put into the right place. Miss Elderman from this video had the greatest thing that we can understand is that it's not that we don't have the resources or the skill to pretty much fix this issue, but it's the will, it's the morals, it's how we are at the core. We don't really care. And what I want to explain that I kind of realized from this whole thing is the U.S. does not care about those at the bottom or those who are impoverished and those children. What frustrates me more than anything, understanding that there is so much poverty and there's such a disparity, but what frustrates me more than anything is that the fact there's children, little babies, coochie coochie coo, little babies in poverty, struggling because they don't even have the ability to fully attain for and be accountable for the reason that they are in poverty at such a young age. And that's so frustrating. I saw in the video it talked about 34 out of 35 countries, we are number 34 in child poverty. The one that's below us at 35 out of 35, highest child poverty rates, is Romania, and their economy is 99% smaller than ours. So where I kind of judge the country on is how they treat those who are most vulnerable, the children, those who are poor, the elderly. And when we look at how our country treats those people and how they pride those people, we don't. And it's very poor morality. So when getting into the video, Tavis Smiley talked about 5 different things that could help reduce child poverty rates by 60%. And the first one was close tax loopholes. Another one was eliminate tax breaks. Then another one was close another 23 loopholes of tax return, cut the 14% budget for military spending, and scrap the F-350 fighter jet program. The numbers that he said was like $90 billion it'll save us annually, $84 billion a year, $79.3 billion a year, $578 billion a year, and $1.5 trillion a year. Just for you people who can't quickly add that up, that number, if we do those things, gets us to $2,331,300,000,000. That money right there alone could allocate towards the poor and putting those and making college completely free for our students, so we can help provide resources and programs to help lift those people out of poverty. We can help make college free so that we're not getting back into the cycle again. We're investing into education so that the people 20 years from now can actually be able to attain their own wealth and know how to use their money when they do get the wealth. The fact is not giving people $100. The fact is teaching a person how to actually manage that $100 and how to make that $100 $1,000, and later on $100,000, and then $1 million. Teaching them the resources of those at the top, what they actually get when they're little babies. And so that's what kind of Miss Elderman talked about. And she talked about we can raise the minimum wage, we can increase house subsidies, increase child care and early assistance, expanding incomes. We can add child tax credits. But I know this, you know this, our teacher knows this, and many other millions of Americans know this. But how come our government isn't acting on it? We don't know how to fix the economy. But they can put all these minds together to create a car that drives itself hundreds of miles by itself. How come we can't put the greatest minds, financial advisors, together to figure out how we can fix this budget so that we can actually start providing for the poor, providing for our children, providing for the most vulnerable people in society? You know why? They don't care at all. We understand this. I just told you how we can come up and save $2.3 trillion. $2.3 trillion just by cutting things, helping out and putting taxes and things of that nature. But they don't do it because they don't care. Because those at the top love having their $63 billion that they can sit on and rest at night. They don't care about those. And you know how these are perpetuated? Through stereotypes. Those at the top, and we're fed through social media and media outlets all the time, is that those at the bottom are lazy. They don't work hard. They don't care. They're drunks. They're addicts. XYZ. All these other stereotypes. Stereotypes is the one thing that keeps us in this hole of not fixing this disparity. And that's an issue. Huge issue. And it's so frustrating. We have the prisoner pipeline thing. We have our minorities. They said 80% of children who are black cannot read at grade level. That's an issue. We need to fix this. Do we care about our children? Do we care about the minorities? Do we care? And so it kind of gets me to the point of how can we really even fix it if those at the top don't care? And this is what I need to point to you guys, is the fact that you have to make the difference in your community, in your town, amongst your friends, amongst your peers. You have to make the difference. Because the top, the poverty, the policies are never going to be fitted to actually help benefit us. Unless one other thing is if we have a revolution. We have to come together as the bottom and to go against the top. Just how the conflict theory worked out before, where the bottom had to fight so that they can get an equal part into the pie. That's what we need. Now, if you guys aren't into the revolution, then the best thing you can do is maintain for your household and for your family, and just include those around you to the best of your ability. You see a person who's homeless, maybe see how you can help them out if you're making any type of money, go buy them a meal, go buy them a healthy meal, not just a McDonald's meal, but go actually buy them like some salad or some fruit, some fresh vegetables. Help them out. And I feel like that's all we can do, because America doesn't care. They love making the money that they make. They love being at the top. So thank you guys so much for listening. I have a video attached. It's from Tupac. But Tupac is very, very profound and eloquent what he says. And this issue that we're talking about today has been going on since 1992. I was born in 1992. That's 23 years at least that we've been discussing this issue. And this is why I say that America really doesn't care. So I would love to hear your feedback. Some questions that you can kind of answer is like, what are ways that we can actually fix this? Because not depending on the government to fix it, but how can we as individuals fix these issues that are in our country? How can we make better at impacting those who are at the bottom, the child poverty rates? So feel free to comment, click, concern, talk. Let's get some discussions going. God bless you all. Much love, peace, and blessings. And I pray that you guys are becoming the people that are going to make the change and the difference in the world. Tupac had this quote, and I'll leave you with this. I don't plan on being the mind that changes the world, but at least I want to spark the insight and the drive into someone else who will be the one to change the world. So peace and blessings. God bless. Much love. And let's have an awesome and wonderful rest of the semester.